again to the 95th anniversary of the burning of the Customs House. Thank you all for coming. I'd also like to thank Mark Toner, the Dublin Fire Brigade. The Dublin Fire Brigade is our point fire today. I would also like to thank Liz and Michael for organising the conference that we're going to have afterwards, and Customs House staff for letting us host the conference in the building. We fought and was captured here in 1921. He was also a leading member of Michael Collins' squad, fought in 1916 in Jacob's Garrison. The second lead is being made by Mr. Colin Lawless here. Colin is a cousin of Martin Lawless, who was one of the civilians who was killed. He was actually a worker in the Customs House and he was killed here trying to get out of the building. So, Colin, if you want to say a few words and
before I begin, I wish to read the letter that Michael Collins' sister wrote to his mother when he was killed in Carrigafook in County Cork. This letter was written by Michael Collins' sister on the death of his half-brother, Tom Crowe, who was killed in Carrigafook, County Cork on the 16th of September 1922. Tom fought in the 1916 rebellion at Jacob's factory. He was interned in Kilmainham jail after the Customs House was burned. Even his enemies recognised him as fiercely in battle. Yet today, reading this letter decades later, we can hardly imagine the grief his parents are hearing of his death. So on this day here at the Customs House, remember the families of all the brave men and women who fought and died for the cause. Now the letter. Dear Mrs. Keogh, I find it hard to write to you from much sorrow and sympathy is in my heart. I was present when Tom died. He died like a tired child going to sleep, just like his eyes and his mouth, and it was all over. The nuns and a few of his comrades and myself had the privilege of saying a few prayers for this gallant soul. I remember while they washed him, his lovely white young body was broken and battered. God loved him, I am sure, after his brave fight took him to join the big fella. You are his mother, and thank God that gave him to you. There are so many poor women who have no son or no husband or nothing to love, so they become heartless and cold. You will have his brave deeds to think as you grow older, and are waiting for you beyond where there is no more sorrow. So let us not think of all our dear ones that have the better fate, and no matter how long the time we shall not feel, it is by the day we too will close our eyes and go to our rest. I don't know if they opened the coffin when they brought him home, but in any case I took a piece of his hair for you, which I enclose. Your loving sympathy, Mary Collins Powell, Michael's sister.
My name is Colin Wallace. I'm laying this week on behalf of all the civilians that were killed in 1921. I'm honoured to do so.
Thomas, Commandant of the 2nd Battalion, and was in charge of the burning. Also Jerry Cassidy, great nephew of Ned Bresnan. Ned was a member of the squad who was fought and was captured here. He was also very badly beaten by the auxiliaries. We're going to read a roll of honour of the men who mobilised at 16 and fought here. Would you like to start? You start there.
Liam Archer, William Barry, James Bird, James Butler, Christopher Bryan, Edward Bryan, Patrick Bryan, Vincent Bryan, William Bryan, James Kerrigan, Peter Coates, Henry Colley, Joseph Connolly, Herbert Conroy, James Conroy, Lawrence Corbelly, Michael Clement, James Joseph Doyle, John Doyle, Sean Doyle, Patrick Flanagan, Michael Stanning, Sean Flout, James Dolan, James Gibbons, James Heery, Patrick Holenham, Dennis Holmes, John Vincent Joyce, Seamus Kavanagh, Thomas Kavanagh, Thomas Keogh, Edward Kelly, and Tom Ennis.
Thomas Kilcoyle, Patrick Lamb, Edward Lane, Patrick Lawson, Joseph Leonard, Michael Louth, Michael McCabe, Charles E. McMahon, Thomas Mahan, Cathal McDowell, Thomas McAvoy, Richard McGrath, John Muldowney, Andrew J. Mulhall, Patrick Mullen, Michael Murphy, Frank Murray, George Nolan, James Norton, Liam O'Doherty, Patrick O'Connor, Paddy O'Daly, James O'Neill, Joseph O'Neill and Patrick O'Neill, Robert Oman, William Oman, James P. Plunkett, Sean Pendergrass, Thomas Rigney, James Slattery, Thomas Smart, Michael Smith, William Stapleton, Patrick Swansea, Oscar Traynor, Michael Walker, Sean Ward, and finally Lawrence Whelan.
Now lastly, I'd just like to call for 1 minute silence in memory of the men who fought and died here 95 years ago. Also to remember Liz Prendergast, granddaughter of Tom Flood, who passed away since last year's ceremony. So we'll have a minute's silence based on the above.